Cozy Sprout Kids.
Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
Once upon a time, in a forest wrapped in emerald shadows and golden morning light, there lived a little girl with hair the color of pure sunshine. Her name was Goldilocks, and she was known in the village for being very curious. Now, deep in the forest, where the trees grew so thick, stood a cottage, a cozy little home. This was the home of three bears. Papa Bear was enormous and strong, with very dark fur. Mama Bear was graceful and kind, her eyes warm as summer rain. And Baby Bear was small and playful, with fur like caramel, and paws that were still learning not to stumble. That morning, Mama Bear had prepared something special. 3 steaming bowls of porridge, made with wild honey and cream, and topped with fresh berries from the forest. The sweet smell filled their cottage like a warm hug. And so, the 3 bears walked out into the forest, leaving their door unlocked as they always did. After all, who would enter a bear's home uninvited? Well, children, I'll tell you who. At that very moment, on the other side of the forest, Goldilocks was picking flowers and daisies, and forget-me-nots the color of morning sky. Her mother had warned her many times. Don't wander too far, Goldilocks. As Goldilocks played, she saw a butterfly. She chased that butterfly deeper and deeper into the forest. She chased it until she realized she had no idea where she was. Her stomach rumbled. She'd run so far she'd missed her own breakfast. And that's when she smelled it. Something sweet and creamy. Goldilocks found the cottage. She knocked on the wooden door 3 times. No answer. The door was unlocked. Goldilocks opened the door slowly. She peeked inside. On a wooden table in the center of the room sat 3 bowls of porridge. 3 perfect bowls, with steam still rising like morning mist. The aroma made her knees weak with hunger. She climbed onto the chair before the largest bowl. She brought the porridge to her lips and her tongue burned like she'd touched a flame. She quickly moved to the second bowl, Mama Bear's bowl. She took a careful spoonful, blew on it gently, and tasted. The porridge was very cold. But then her eyes fell on the third bowl. It was Baby Bear's bowl, and it was perfect. Not too hot, not too cold, but just right. And because she was so very hungry, Goldilocks ate it all. Every single spoonful, with her stomach full and warm. Goldilocks looked around the cottage. It was so cozy, with a fireplace crackling softly, woven rugs in earth tones, and 3 chairs arranged in a neat row before the hearth. She approached the first chair, Papa Bear's chair, large and sturdy. She climbed up, her feet dangling high above the floor. So she tried the second chair, Mama Bear's chair, elegant with cushions soft as feathers, upholstered in fabric the color of chestnuts. She sank down into it. She struggled free from Mama Bear's chair and spotted the third chair, Baby Bear's chair. It was just the right size, with a small cushion and wooden armrests painted blue. And it was not too hard, not too soft, but just right. She rocked back and forth on the chair, feeling quite pleased. But then, the chair broke into pieces beneath her, and Goldilocks tumbled onto the woven rug. Goldilocks, with a sore bottom and a guilty heart, thought perhaps she could rest for a moment before figuring out what to do. She spotted a narrow staircase leading upward, and at the top, she could see a cozy bedroom. The bedroom was bathed in soft afternoon light. 3 beds stood in a row, each neatly made with quilts in different patterns. The first bed, Papa Bear's bed, was enormous, raised high off the ground. Goldilocks climbed up using a small stepping stool. She lay down and immediately frowned. She rolled off and approached the second bed, Mama Bear's bed. She flopped down onto it. She got down and looked at the third bed, Baby Bear's bed. Small and sweet, with a pillow that looked perfectly plump. And it was not too hard, not too soft, but perfectly right. Within moments, Goldilocks was fast asleep, curled up like a kitten in Baby Bear's bed. She didn't hear the front door opening downstairs. She didn't hear the three bears returning home. The three bears returned to their home. They were hungry and ready for breakfast. But the moment they entered, Papa Bear noticed something was wrong. His massive head turned toward the table. Mama Bear moved closer to the table, her eyes widening as she saw her spoon sitting in her bowl at the wrong angle. Baby Bear approached his spot at the table. He looked down at his bowl. Tears rolled down Baby Bear's furry cheeks, because it was completely gone. The three bears began to search their cottage. Baby Bear looked at his favorite chair, and he started to cry again. It was broken and pieces scattered across the rug. Mama Bear knelt down. She gathered Baby Bear in her arms, but her eyes were scanning the cottage, alert and worried. Who had invaded their home? Were they still here? The three bears climbed the stairs slowly and carefully. Everything seemed peaceful. But then, all three bears rushed forward. Mama Bear's paws covered her mouth. Baby Bear grabbed his mama's paw, frightened but curious. And there lay Goldilocks, fast asleep, completely unaware of the three bears standing over her. Goldilocks' eyes fluttered open slowly. She yawned, stretched, and then her eyes focused. Three bears staring down at her. She shot up like a spring. Mama Bear stepped forward, her expression softer but still stern. Seeing Baby Bear's tears, seeing the broken chair she destroyed, seeing the empty bowl, Goldilocks felt something heavy settle in her chest. Deep, burning shame. Goldilocks looked at each bear in turn. The three bears looked at each other. Silent communication passed between them. Goldilocks leaped from the bed and ran. She ran faster than she'd ever run in her life. Her heart pounded. She burst through the door and kept running. She ran past the trees, until finally, she saw the sight of her own village. Goldilocks' parents swept her into their arms. They held her tight, their hearts flooding with relief. She was covered in leaves and dirt. Through her tears, Goldilocks told them everything. About the butterfly, about getting lost, about finding the cottage, about the porridge, the chairs, the beds, about the three bears and their angry, justified faces. She told the complete truth. Goldilocks wiped her eyes and stood up straighter. The very next morning, with her father by her side, Goldilocks returned to the cottage in the woods. She knocked properly this time. When Mama Bear opened the door, she didn't look angry anymore, just curious. She presented a basket filled with warm porridge, made with wild honey and cream, enough for all three bears and more. She showed the wood her father had carried, and offered to build a new chair. Papa Bear listened with his arms crossed. His expression softened gradually. And so, with Goldilocks' father's help, they built a beautiful new chair for Baby Bear. The bears invited Goldilocks and her father to share the porridge she'd brought. They sat together at the table, the three bears, Goldilocks, and her father, and they talked and laughed and shared stories. From that day forward, Goldilocks visited the three bears often. She learned to make porridge from Mama Bear and played games with Baby Bear. She never wandered without permission again. She never took what wasn't hers. She always knocked before entering. And so, she learned to respect other people's homes and belongings. The three bears also learned that everyone makes mistakes, but not everyone has the courage to fix them. And the three bears and Goldilocks lived happily in that emerald forest for many years. The end.